That's what I'm using it yeah, Macross 7 was an odd duck. It was a show that was sort of a spin-off of Macross Plus. Yeah, it was meant to be on Max's ship, Genius Max ship. Doing an homage to it is kind of fun. But it's not just that. There's just a little joke about it. That's not what this is going to be. I'm just messing around. But there's some elements of it in there that hinted at. It's mainly the story is told from the vantage point of a band, of a K-pop band that is a J-pop band that is involved in the Fourth Robotech War, the Proto-Devlin War, with basically the shadows. There's zombie vampire things, vampire for Proto-Devlins, pretty much. Yeah, it's the shadows. Yes, Chamayun was not thinking of something original at all. He was familiar with it. Anyway, so yeah, the Shadow Fighters was also something. Children of the Shadow was also something. The Japanese took off on that with the Spiritia, which is the same thing, the protoculture. So yeah, there's a bunch of different translations of it, so it may be wrong. The oddity was that the band members included a roughly 14-year-old child of Max Sterling and Miria. And in Japan, apparently, arranged marriages and things, at the time at least, meant something, and the age range thing was not, and it didn't make them uncomfortable there in Japan. So, but even there, a little bit, because they have the authorities on the station the spaceship try to set up Mylene with the girl, with Gamlin, who is a roughly 17, 18-year-old fighter pilot. Although in the cartoon, they draw him with gray hair, so he looks like he's got this prematurely gray hair, so it makes him look like he's like way older than like 18, but he's supposed to be 18. It's still a little uncomfortable and icky to an American audience, though. This younger than Min-Mei girl that's like under 16. Min-Mei was 16, the first pilot. This girl being like paired up with Gamlin. In the movie version, there's like an add-on at the end of there were 36 episodes, and they added 2.5 more, and made like a supposed movie, which was the ending one, where they had a flashback to the arranged marriage of Gamlin. So even in the Japanese one that was aired with the English subtitles, even they were a little squeamish about sending it out to an American audience. So so that arranged marriage thing is in there, but it's played off as sort of a humorous aside, very, very misogynistic. Nothing happens; they just go on a date. It's harmless, but and then they end up being friends. And this flashback explains how they can be friends. In the show, they're just friends, which makes sense. She's really not of age. That's in the show. That's in Macross 7. Later on in Macross Dynamite, the band leader guy, and Macross Trash, the two sequel stories, the band leader takes off. Becerra takes off to become a recluse, and ends up befriending yet another young cheruby type of girl, except in this case, she is a Zentradi, and she is rather large, and she gives him a space whale string to play his guitar with. It's rather strange, bizarre little story. That was in Macross, Dynamite. Dynamite is also funny because it features the guy playing Bashira, who attempts to do an English accent at one point in one of his songs, singing the theme song Dynamite Explosion once again, but it sounds really bizarre. So go play that on YouTube. It's funny. Most of it is on YouTube. The whole series is up there. I was able to get a 80 video version of it around 97 or so through the Korean distributor. So it's not pirated. It's a legitimate. Well, maybe it was Korean. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't legitimate, but it was an official video DV release with the covers and the packaging and everything. It was an official 8-disc box set, which is the premiere one, the 94, 95 one, including the 98 footage. So I think it was the 98 re-release DV version. It's all region. Yeah, so unplugged. Yeah, so it's not the cheap version. You can tell it's not the cheap version because it's got all the official subtitles and everything. But there also was a version of Macross Frontier, which came out later, that is the cheap version. Is the only one I have because they did not release that officially. I cannot get Delta yet. Yeah, probably through Bandai I could probably get Delta. That's the newest one from 2 years ago, 2015, 3 years ago now. So yeah, there's been a few spin-offs of the Macross saga, and it's gotten weirder and weirder, and more like, for a while there was like Gundam, and then it's like Neon Evangelion now. But yeah, and Gundam. But yeah, yeah, so it's an odd series. It wouldn't have gone over too well. Story from the perspective of the band, and Max's fleet not really doing much of anything, and kind of all the same battle over and over again, like the classic Robotech, the same battle shot, like same laser blast, same proto devil attacking the same ship, zapping a guy into space, and then zapping another guy in his cockpit. That showed him all the time in it. Yeah, so it's an odd story. I'm not really going to do it as an American one. I'm not going to go there and do the squeamish stuff. But doing the song, paying homage to it would be fun. Doing also the... It had moments of clarity with it. As long as you get the idea that, okay, it's from the vantage point of a band on a ship, a crew on the ship. It's different than the other Macrosses that came before it. It's not just about the triumvirate of the big three pop stars. Or about the love triangle. It's about a band that essentially has to figure out what's going on with the proto devils, and their leader is a pacifist who, instead of playing, who is I guess the triumvirate of the big three, and the threesome. It's not sexual though. It's just a threesome. Three people together. They him and the girl and the other dude form this sort of trio, like the other one, but not as a love triangle. It's sort of more of a friendship triangle, because yeah, not like Min Mei and Rick and Lisa. They do homage to that, the love triangle. Macross Plus made the love triangle turned on its head too, subverting expectation. Macross Plus had the love triangle be the main pilot, the enemy that he's fighting, and the girl, and the love triangle. The trick there was that the love triangle had been broken because the other guy had apparently raped her, which is really dark, actually. That version, she was an adult, though. But that's still messed up, because that's right, that's messed up. But he had been possessed by the Zentradi mind control or something. In Macross 2, there was a love triangle in that one, but it was a slightly different and not really canon. More traditional love triangle. The music doesn't work. They threw that out, but the music energy doesn't work. But because the aliens have music of their own, they seem to like that in Japanese. In Macross Frontier, this is the future of Robotech. This is where they went with the Japanese one. Macross Frontier, they went with the love triangle again. They had two ladies and a guy, and they had at least one other guy, but it was mainly two ladies and a guy, and they were more like Min Mei and the original kind of deal, Rick and Lisa. Except they again went for the idea of, let's see these characters that are singers, that are popular on the station, not so much show the battles. We'll show them on occasion, but not so much. Because we want to show the people. The Trans-Tech version of these shadow stories is following that template of Macross Frontier. So any of the Macross fans out there that are wondering what's going on with the shadow thing and all that thing, it's following that idea. Is that we're going to follow some of the main characters, but mainly we're going to be concerned with other ones as well. So we had a nod to Lancer's band and stuff like that. And since the audience won't know who Basira and the 94 people are, it's Lancer's band. Because that makes more sense. Then it fits. So we might, or it might be, it's gonna. Well, we'll see if it's Lancer's band this time. But in Endless Circle, it was Lancer's band. Uh, with the girl. Yeah, with the younger Sterling daughter. Who in this case was Maya because it made more sense, and she's actually 18 or 19. She's the one from the other one. There's actually supposed to be 5 canon daughters of the Sterlings, which they've only shown 2 so far, or 3 if you count this other one. This should be the youngest. Myra would be the youngest one. Yeah. In this story, I've shown 2 of them so far. Dana and Maya. But I haven't shown the youngest one. Maybe she didn't exist in this time, but maybe she does. But yeah, I will not do the squeamish thing. No, I won't do that. But yeah, there's no Gamlin really. I don't know who that would be. Gamlin is the guy with the gray hair. Yeah. And Miri is the mayor of the city in the story, so I alluded to that thing. Yeah. Anyways, this is making of the beginning of the other thing. I have compiled here almost 2 hours of making footage from the first 46 minutes. I'll post it. Yeah, I'll make that 72p because it's just HD because it's just yeah, that doesn't need to be 1080. That's just me talking and doing scene breakdowns and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I tend to have long making of segments. Yeah, it ends with Fuzzy Face going into Robotech when he's supposed to be reviewing Ready Player One. Yeah, so yeah, there's really no ending to that because it's half done. But you can watch this individual story as one story. It is a contained story, 46 minutes, and it can stop there. But we could continue. Probably are going to, because is that the right max? Should it be in the other max? Is it? What are they doing there? We'll find out. Was it all a dream? No, it was not all a dream. That's definitely what it was not. Mark's cards, and I said, no, it's not a dream. Well, what happened is a timeline change, an alteration timeline. Yeah, well, yeah. So it's not a dream. No, I'll be stupid. It's there and not there, sir. It's a little bit virtual, but it's not like the virtual game thing because it's different. Anyway, so.